Jenelle Evans, teen mom. There were stories that went around yesterday. She was hurt and went to the hospital, and her people were saying, well, she had just tripped and fallen. That is not the case based on this dramatic, emotional 911 tape that we got.
Yes, got this morning, broke the story, and you're going to hear Jenelle Evans, very emotional, and she is describing what she says was an attack from her husband, David Eason, that left her with broken bones.
My name is Jenelle Evan, and my husband, he just assaulted me, and he pinned me down on the ground in the blood, I'm sorry, in the yard, and I think I heard my collarbone crack, and I can't move my arm, and he's been drinking, and I think that he got violent because he was drinking.
Well, I mean, that could not be further from the statement that the rep gave.
No, the initial statement the rep gave, I believe, to People magazine said that that Jenelle had fallen. They were having a party at her house. She tripped and fell in the backyard near a bonfire, and that's why she went to the hospital. Now, police did go to Jenelle and David's house. David was not there when they got there, and Jenelle said she didn't want an ambulance, and she was going to have someone take her to the hospital on her own. She also did not file a police report. She did not file a report reporting domestic violence. So she went to the hospital, was treated. We're not really sure what her condition is at this point. We do know that police do not have a restraining order out or an arrest warrant for David Eason.
And that is what, to me, is so shocking about this case. Because, look, and I'm not going to convict somebody right now, but when you listen to this 911 tape, there are, half of the domestic violence cases in LA County. This is North Carolina. But I don't think this is going to be vastly different. Half of the people who are victims of domestic violence don't want to prosecute for various reasons. And yet DAs will actually go forward, prosecute them, and they have a very successful conviction rate, even when the victim doesn't want to play ball. So, in a case like this, what they would do in LA County is, when you hear something like this, they would automatically get a restraining order, a domestic violence restraining order. Yet it seems in this case, we can't find any evidence of that.
No, there is.
You'll remember the history, too, with Jenelle and David. I mean, they've had explosive fights before, but you'll also remember he was kicked off of Teen Mom. I think it was last season when he made some homophobic remarks. I mean, this guy, he has a track record. The two of them as a couple have a track record. And it's a bad situation. There were 4 kids there. She said my 4 kids are sleeping.
And that's the thing about 4 kids. There are kids involved here, too.
Right.
And that ups the ante in terms of restraining order.
Yes.
And yet, Brad, nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Cops said we advised her on what she can do legally, but cops didn't make any arrests.
So they were aware. Clearly,
I'm shocked at this.
The fact that police said they advised her on what she could do legally means she made it clear to them. That sounds like she described an attack.
She called 911.
And she called 911.
You hear it.
And the call log was for an assault. They also had an ambulance dispatch that Jenelle later canceled and then had herself taken to the hospital.
This is really shocking to me. Yeah. It is shocking to me that with the voice of Jenelle making a 911 call, saying he assaulted me, describing injuries, because what? She said, I don't want to go forward.
Yeah.
When there are kids in the house, they just let it lie.
We have been trying to get in contact with David Eason as well. We have not been able to reach him yet, but no one knows where he is at this point.
Hi, my name is David Marshall. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. And speaking on the fact that, first of all, I want to say that I'm very appalled that this gentleman has my name and domestic violence is in the same sentence. That is crazy. I do not want to be hearing that type of stuff. Domestic violence should be taken very serious. And just to know that, nothing has really, no action has really been taken, such as such an arrest or something like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me how someone can make a call like that and not be able to have anything to back her up, to protect her in that situation.
We should say, and again, because we're not, as you said, we're not convicting David Eason of anything here. Jenelle claimed that he was drunk, and she claimed that he attacked. So we're not talking about whether or not he's guilty or not. We're just talking about the way domestic violence cases work
You're
is
so
typically
right.
there's immediately a restraining order.
And the restraining
nothing
order
else.
is not to say you've convicted somebody. The restraining order is the better part of valor is to protect.
Right.
And you're
And
not
keep
saying
them
they're
away.
guilty, but at least until the dust settles, you want to make sure there's
That they
some
stay away.
separation in case it's true.
Right.
And that's the point of this thing.
All right.
It is bizarre to me that nothing happened on the police side here.
Yeah.
Bizarre.